Hello. Welcome to this video called Skyforge, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's kind of, bad slash ugly, whatever you want to call it. But we're talking about the game because I was looking through some free-to-play games, and I saw it, and it was titled Skyforge Battle Royale. I'm like, oh, this seems interesting, another Battle Royale game, let's get a look at this. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the Battle Royale mode, which, as from what I did some Googling, has been out for about maybe a month. Yeah, and, my recommendation overall, say, of the game and of the Battle Royale, just do yourself a favor. Don't download it. Don't. You'll be saving yourself a lot of time and effort of being angry. And the reason is, like, the only good parts about the Battle Royale is, well, it's a different new Battle Royale. It's got its own kind of thing to it where it's not just PvP, there's PvE in it, like you would say the Hunt Showdown or the new... I'm not sure what they call it, Cryo Crypto, the ones who did the Stalker games, gonna have their own kind of Battle Royale game where it's like PvP and PvE in it, the same as what is it? Not Death Stranding. What is it? Dying Light. Dying Light kind of has the same thing, kind of like that. There's like monsters around, things you can kill, and like I said, the only good thing about it is it's a new, different type of Battle Royale. But unfortunately, it ends that of being good. From what the most reviews state about this game, as I would state about the Battle Royale mode, is some say it would be a pay-to-win mechanic. I wouldn't say that it is. I would just say that it is a pay-to-play mechanic, even though it's a free-to-play game, Because it's kind of like, I would say, they went too high-end on the whole, what would be like Smite or their other game, I can't remember what it's called, Paladins kind of gameplay. Mechanic-wise, well, not gameplay mechanic, auto mechanic-wise, whereas they give you a certain amount of people you can try, and then the others you kind of got to pay to get. Unfortunately, though, with the way they have it modeled, like you can play the in-game Battle Royale mode, unlock this in-game currency, and you can rent the other characters for one-time try, up to 50 tries, or you can purchase them permanently via actual currency. And the way the currency in the game looks and works is kind of the way that the currency used to work on the Microsoft Store, where they had their own kind of currency, but the exchange rate was retarded because there was an exchange rate. There wasn't there isn't like you can buy this amount of currency for this amount of price so you can buy a game, kind of thing. Like it equals out. No, it doesn't. Not the way that the old currency Microsoft that they saw they needed to stop doing, and the way the currency works in this game. Whereas you got to buy more of the currency itself than what you would want to use to get what you want. It's basically that way, or you can just granted you can buy them outright, but the price for the outright buy is just so high. It's like there's either packs or you can buy them individually in both aspects of the Battle Royale game and the main game itself. There's like classes, but the pricing of the classes is about like say $13 to $15. I think it's $15, which is too high. It'd be more understandable if maybe it was say to $5, but up to $15, that is too high of a price, and it's about the same as it is with the getting the Battle Royale characters. It's about $15 to get. It's fucking stupid. The mechanics in the game is just so sloppy and everything, especially in the Battle Royale mode, whereas they don't have the way it works what you would think with most Battle Royales, where there's like audio is key. You need to listen to know where people are. They're coming up on you with footsteps. No, the audio and the aspects of footsteps don't work in this game. The only way you know somebody's near you is either you see them or they're shooting you. That's it. And by the time you can do anything, if they're basically shooting you, you're dead, because one, the armor system in the game is whack. The fact that picking shit up is fucking stupid. It's the same as jump. It's A. You gotta pick stuff up with A, or you can just stand over the ammo, which will auto give it to you if you like over it for like about a second. But still, picking up the weapons and unlocking crates in the game to like see what's in them is A, and it's the same with what jump is. So you're sometimes looking like you're just being a fucking idiot jumping around when you're trying to get a gun. And there are three types of weapons. There's like these pistol weapons. There's these plasma weapons. Whereas pistol is like well, it could be probably anything, but the only thing I've found were pistols, and they're actual bullet weapons. There's their plasma weapons, and then their rocket weapons. But the only rocket weapons that I found were these bows, and the game is just mechanically just so whack. And people will, of course, say, well, it's been out a month. Well, if you look at the way they've developed their main game on Xbox, which has been out for a year, about almost a year, it's still just so clunky and just slow. I mean, there are times when I'm trying to aim in with the weapon and it's just like you don't have any choice of your sensitivity, which is again showing how stupid this company is, to like move it around to like what sensitivity you want, because it's like if you aim in, it's like so fast. It's like the fuck. And like I said, you don't hear anybody until they're basically shooting you, and when they shoot you, you can't move around much. It just slows you down. So you're basically, the first moment you get hit, if it's a continuously shot weapon, you're dead. It's overall just a bad game. Skyforge in itself, the main game, it's okay, but like I said, the fact that it costs like $15 to get one of the basically locked behind a paywall classes, it's just so overly expensive. I understand they're trying to make money because it's a free-to-play game, but like you need to balance everything out, including the monetization of things. And the fact that it costs $15 over, say, like what it should be is $5, you'd make so much more money. You'd have so many more people playing it, as well as just just if the game actually wasn't such a high grind of a game. And I understand some of these games gotta be grindy because they're MMOs, just like kind of the upload and everything. But it's like an overly high grind of a MMO. It's like it just puts a bad name on MMOs, and it puts a bad name on Battle Royale the way it works. It made me feel the same way that people saw as Radical Heights for that company, where it's like it was a last-ditch effort to save the company. This seems like a last-ditch effort to save this game. Seriously, it seems tacked on, like they didn't really work on the balancing before they released it. This doesn't seem like released mode. This seems like PUBG when it first released. And that was on early access. This isn't early access, even though it should be considered that. Sorry, my throat there. But yeah, this game is just bad. It is just bad. I mean, at least of the Battle Royale aspects, it's like it's the worst, dude. It is seriously the worst. It's just there's such balance. There's just not been like the way you fly in and stuff. It seems so clunky. It's just like there's too steep of a learning curve for Battle Royale mode. The aspects you would understand. There's somewhat of a learning curve because it's a new type, but you think you'd understand the majority of it since you played other Battle Royale games, like I have. I played Fortnite for a bit. I played PUBG. I played what was that on the Darwin Project for like a little bit, like 1 to 2 games, and I played, of course, the Battle Royale mode in Black Ops, the beta there. I played the Blackout beta, and overall, just like those had somewhat of a learning curve, but you understand for the most part what you were doing once you played it for a while, or at least from what you've played previously of Battle Royale games. It's more understandable. But this one, it just seemed tacked on. It just seemed, like I said, it seemed like the whole Radical Heights kind of thing, where it's just a last-ditch effort to really get this game off the ground. And it's just, I don't think it's going to work. I just don't. So like I said, there's just so many flaws. There's like too many negatives versus positives. Granted, there were some negatives on the aspects of, say, PUBG, which they're still currently negative. It's like the negatives on PUBG dived a bit, but not as much as you would want from a game that was in early access to current full release on Xbox alone. I mean, seriously. I've said it before, once these newer games come out, PUBG is gonna just take a dive in. This game barely has the player base as it is, from what probably there are dedicated fans to playing the main game and try the Battle Royale. But yeah, once these other games come out and just show how better AAA people, not just people, just AAA people, I mean just people in general, can truly balance their game out, these other games that they just don't try to balance their games out are gonna take a dive. PUBG's gonna take a dive. This game is gonna take a dive, being that it's even a lesser known game, even though it's a free-to-play game. These games are gonna take dives from these better balanced, better worked games. Granted, they're AAA studios, but for the most part, they understand. We need to better balance the games, and that's why I think PUBG is gonna go down, because you'd think right now considered they'd be considered a AAA studio from what they've done and made with PUBG. You think they would have balanced out their games so much better, but it's like I said, it's going to take a dive. It's going to take a huge player base dive once these bigger, better games come out, because they're more balanced, because they understand, you know, we need these people to balance it out. And you think PUBG would have hired more, or at least better people to balance their games out, or at least, you know, done something, you know. I'm getting of course off track. We're talking about Skyforge. Skyfall is the good James Bond movie. One of them. I liked most of the Daniel Craig one. I know people hated the Quantum of Solace, but I thought it was okay. But yeah, Skyforge. Main game wise, it's okay if you want to just play a nice grindy game of an MMO. I'm not that kind of guy. I went into just for the most part trying to play the Battle Royale game, which another thing of issue there is like if you're in the main game, there's no way to get back to the menu or to get to the Battle Royale mode from the main game. You would have to literally quit out the game and restart it to get back into the main menu to get over to the Battle Royale game. It's seriously, this overall system for this game is just clunky and slow and just backwards thinking for the aspects, for at least the Battle Royale mode, you know, of things that they're doing. It just seems so stupid. I mean, one of the biggest issues wise I found is the what I call the TTP, the time to play, or as some would call it, the waiting in queue, the time to play the game, which it's high because I'm not sure if I've stated this on one aspect of this game, but I've stated on other aspects of this game of, say, what would be Smite, or what would be even, say, Overwatch or Paladins, or just any of the MOBA games, is you have to have a certain amount of queue of people before the game queues everybody up to play, which on Battle Royale mode here is 30. You have to wait till there's 30 people just ready to play before it just brings up the menu of saying, okay, everybody's here, ready, up. So yeah, it's so flawed. I understand the reason why they kind of got it there, because again, it's a last ditched effort. I keep saying ditch because of my accent, the way it works and everything, but yeah, a last ditch effort kind of mechanic, being that it will force you to wait in the lobby till there's 30 people there, because how probably low of a number of people there are playing, which granted doesn't help it, because you're going to have more people leaving because that time it takes to wait to play the game. And a game that itself, like I said, is flawed. I'm gonna, like I said, it's been a month out, but still, you think they would have done what they could to refine it as best as they can. But it seems it's coming from a developer that just doesn't know how to really refine a game in general. Like I said, the MMO, which is it's such a heavily high pricing microtransaction game. Seriously, I understand it's free to play, but they're just charging you way too much for a bunch of stuff, dude. Seriously, there's the packs and everything, the way they work, like there's like a pack to get some of these characters or classes, I would say, in the main game, but there's even a higher pricing one where like there's like the main one, which is like 47, and there's like one that's like $67 where you can get a bunch of other newer classes and stuff. It's just like, it seems so stupid and just so flawed and just so horribly overpriced on every aspect of the microtransactions in this game, or just the pricing of any aspects of this game. It's bad, it's flawed, it's just stupid, and I just would not recommend you play this game at all, ever. Just do yourself a favor, unless you want to, like I say, play a very grindy MMO kind of game here on Xbox. If that's your game you want to play, you can play this, or there's like other free-to-play games that are on here that are MMO kind of style games. There's the Neverwinter Nights, I think is what it's called. No, that's not PC game, but there's like a game like that. I think it's Neverwinter. I think it's what it's called, Neverwinter MMO here on the Xbox. That's free to play, but yeah, you're probably better off playing that game, whatever it's called. It starts with an N. I know it starts with an N. I just can't remember what it's called because I haven't played it ever. Or do yourself a favor, just pay a couple bucks and get the Elder Scrolls Online. Something, just do yourself a favor. And like I said, don't play this game. It's just so many flaws. Like I said, there's just too many negatives, not enough positives for me to recommend anybody play this game, even those who like that kind of grindy MMO kind of gameplay. Yeah, just do yourself a favor. Try something else. Just do anything else. I would recommend playing anything that you probably wouldn't usually play. I'd play Madden NFL, which I don't play any sports games over this game, dude. Seriously. I play Fortnite over this game, and I'm just done with Fortnite kind of thing. But it's whatever, you know. People want to play what they want to play. But my recommendation: don't play this game. Do yourself a favor, play something else. Play something else.